Hey guys, and welcome to this week's video. Now this week I'm going to talk about family and what's been happening these past few weeks in my life and my family's life. Basically, these last few weeks being a Jackson has been a total nightmare. We have had a really crap past few weeks and it has taken its toll on me mentally. Now, firstly, my uncle Tom died. So not only was I grieving for him and the loss and getting over that, not even a week later, I think it was a few days later, my sister came down because we all sort of don't live near each other anymore. We're all sort of spread out. I suppose she came up north. Well, I'm not good at geography. To see us. And she ended up in A&E, rushed off in an ambulance to A&E and spent hours in the A&E department. It was just a nightmare, and I couldn't go because I was looking after the kids while the rest of the family was at A&E, so I sort of stayed behind and looked after the kids. And then the day after, my other sister Emma got some heartbreaking news, and I'm not going to share it because it's very personal and it's really heartbreaking, and if I start talking about it I will cry. And it just seemed like one thing after another was coming down and just drowning us all, and we were all just struggling under the weight of the grief. My family is very close. Ever since I can remember, we've been a very close family. Ever since childhood, and things that happened in my childhood led us to be a very, very close-knit family. My mum and my two elder sisters. We're very, very close, and even though we don't live near each other anymore, we're still close and we're always there for each other when things happen. So with everything that just happened over the past few weeks, with my sister being rushed off to A&E, with the heartbreaking news with my other sister, with my uncle Tom dying, it was just like an overwhelming grief and panic and just stress, I suppose, was just drowning me, and I could not find a way through it at all. And to be honest, I didn't really want to. I didn't want to be happy. I didn't want to find moments to enjoy because I was heartbroken about my sister's news. I was worried about my other sister. I was still grieving the loss of my uncle. It was just, I didn't want to find something happy. I didn't want to work my way through it. And that became a problem when at some point, no matter how hard it is, you have to move forward and you have to take a deep breath and you have to say that time doesn't stop and your life can't stop just because of this sad news. And that was really, really hard to figure out when to do that, when to sort of admit that I had to find a way to be okay with what happened. And I'm not okay with what happened. I'm not. I haven't found a way to accept what happened with the heartbreaking news of my sister Emma. I have not accepted that at all. I'm still very, very heartbroken. I'm still very, very sad, and I'm still worried about her. I'm also very worried about my other sister Gail for her illness that she's going through right now. And it's just a lot to take on because I'm not strong. I don't feel like I'm very strong at the minute, and that's hard to admit when you see your family suffering through all these horrible things, and you need to be strong for them and you need to be there for them and offer support and be the sort of thing that they can rely on. It's hard to then admit to yourself that you don't think you're that strong enough to do it. And that's sort of what I've been facing was, I don't think I can be strong for Emma. I don't think I can be strong for Gail because I'm drowning under this weight of the grief, the sadness, the stress, and it's just been a lot. And that saying, when it rains, it pours. It has literally felt like that these past few weeks where we could not catch a break. And it's just been so sad and just stressful, and not really knowing how to go forward with life at this point has been really, really hard. But one thing I have learned from being a part of my family is that my mum and my sisters are very, very strong. They are incredibly brave and incredibly strong, and I have learned so much from them, and they have helped me through everything I've gone through the self-harm addiction, through the suicide attempts, through not being able to get out of bed in the morning, to forcing me to go to a therapy appointment, to, you know, just giving me a hug when I need it, sending me an uplifting quote, or, you know, getting into a sisterly argument, or just having some time where I didn't feel so alone. My family has been there for me, and I am incredibly honoured and proud to be part of my family, because it's not been an easy ride since childhood. With our family, we've had lots of ups and downs, but when I look around and sort of think about everything that we've gone through individually and as a group, and to see that we're still standing, yeah, we're really sad and heartbroken and worried right now because of what's happened over these past few weeks, but it doesn't seem as scary to know that as long as I have my two big sisters and my mum by my side, that it doesn't seem as scary and it doesn't seem impossible to get through life. So that's sort of been my anchor getting through these past few weeks, is that having such a strong and supportive family has been everything to me through my mental illness. Even Echo, who was walking trying to get into my bedroom now, it has just mean the world to me to know that I can count on them even though we don't live near each other anymore, but to know that no matter what, I have them and I know they've got my back, and that has been amazing. And it's been sort of nice for me to show them, to my sisters especially, these past few weeks, that I also have their back and I can be there for them when life is crap and has rolled them a pretty horrible situation. So these past few weeks have just been really, really testing and really hard to sort of find a way through and not be like, do you know what, life, you suck, I hate you, I don't want to fight you anymore. Because when I got the news from, because my sister Gail ended up in A&E on the Tuesday night, like evening night, and then the Wednesday morning was my sister Emma's heartbreaking news. So it wasn't even like we had a day to process, it was like straight away some more devastating news. So it was just really, really hard to work my way through it and be like, okay, life hasn't stopped even though I want it to. I don't want to look around and see happiness. I don't want to go on social media and see all these happy people and read all these happy things, because I feel miserable, I feel crap, and life is crap. But eventually you have to realise that no matter how sad you are, no matter how heartbreaking the situation, life doesn't stop. And at some point you have to take a deep breath and you have to find a way to move forward and take that step into the next direction, no matter how hard it is. And I think that's where I'm at now, is I'm slowly starting to get to the point where I'm like, you know what, Chloe, you have to just do it. You can't change what's happened, no matter how much I wish I could, and no matter how hard I wish I could switch places with my sisters to take away the pain. It's just, I can't, and I have to move forward and just be there for them. So to me, my family is my whole sort of support thing. Even though they don't know everything, they don't know every thought I think, they don't know every self-harm situation, they don't know every single thing about my mental illness, but I know that they are there for me, and I know that with them by my side, my sisters, my mum and my dog Echo, I know that life doesn't seem so scary, and that's the most important thing. And I'm seriously honoured to have them and be a part of that family, because not many people get a really great family, and I feel sad for that, because I got dealt a pretty great hand with my mum and my sisters, and I'm incredibly lucky. But don't think just because I say nice things about my sisters, we still fight a lot of the time. I mean, it's 3 girls, we're bound to fight and argue. Even though we don't live with each other anymore, we still argue and bicker. But at the end of the day, we love each other, and that's all that matters. So thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye guys.